This is a homebrew podcast.
Well, excuse me, everyone. I know we've had a lot going on recently, so I went and got us all some food from a new establishment which is opened here in Dirge. Are you all familiar with McEldowney's? I was able to get some of their specialties. Looks like, what did I order? What did I order? Ah, yes. Of course, some McFries, the McChunks, and their specialty, the Big Downy. Here, would anyone else like some of this?
So what'd you say after?
Did you just say
McFries?
McChunks?
Yes, McChunks. Are you familiar? They was explained to me by the owner, Roger McEldowney, similar to nuggets, but much heartier.
And what are nuggets?
I don't know, but it sounded quite delicious the way it was described to me.
Wait, the McEldown is finally open? I've been waiting for this for weeks. Give me those fries.
Oh, here,
I
help
think you mean
yourself.
the McFries.
They were quite insistent that you used Mick in front of everything.
Oh, they're delicious.
I will say, the food was provided so quickly as well. I wasn't accustomed to that. It was some type of, I don't know, Blitz Bites? Some fast food proprietary process that they had used.
That's, Mick Enterprising.
I
think Roger, the owner, would have liked that very much. That's a good one, Rindo.
Don't know what to say to any of this. Is this like, why do you want it so fast? Isn't the whole point of going to eat someplace to like sit down and enjoy your time?
They said it was something about the process, or the processing, or processed foods. I'm not exactly sure. They lost me after the process explanation.
Processed. How
I
delicious.
can understand wanting to get food on the go if you're in a hurry somewhere.
It's very convenient for that. Anytime I have been, listen, they always have like an ice cream advertised, but they never actually have ice cream available. And I don't quite understand why you have it advertised if it's never going to be available. That's all.
Oh, well, that's just Mick disappointing.
It's funny you say that. I think I saw someone
Quite.
jumping over the counter while I was there and fighting one of the employees about the ice cream machine.
I have no doubt.
Is it like a pancake cottage? Jeez, it's a whole different restaurant.
Well, they said they were expanding. They said it was McFranchising, so that might be their next location.
I'm glad they're here. I've been waiting for them for weeks, and now I can have, so many of these McFries, these McChunks, these are delicious. Oh.
Well, once again, thank you, Roger McEldowney, for these delicious McChunks. I can't wait to enjoy them.
Mick enjoy.
Mick enjoy them. Apologies. Legally, I have to say they are distinct from McDonald's McNuggets.
Never want to hear McChunk ever again.
It's canon now.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Welcome back to Mythcraft, the podcast, The Ties That Bind. Let's meet our near-death ne'er-do-wells. Mal.
Rendo, I can't decide if I should learn how to swim or if I never want to be near water again.
Alex.
Gregory Orso. McChunks may have been my nickname in high school, but these are delicious.
Andy.
Nix, I don't know how to process any of the emotions I'm currently feeling.
Roger.
Geist. I've walked away from things before, but I'm not walking away this time.
And Maggie.
Neocorahine. Well, now you've screwed up because you've cut my face.
And I'm your MC, Nathan. Let's jump in. Last time on The Ties That Bind, Gregory and Geist evaded some strange figures. In an effort to escape a hit, Nia and Rindo went off the rails. Nyx bought cookies, and the party reconvened at Rindo's new lease. But things do look grim. So let's pick up exactly where we left off. It is still nighttime. It is still Scarlin Day, Wednesday night. You are still debriefing, decompressing in the new lease.
I don't know about you guys, but I think I need to go lie down.
I'd have to agree with that.
Do we have a table or something to guess the old door? Maybe we kind of, Rendo, you kind of broke down the door to get us in here. We should probably put something up so it's not just open.
Yeah, probably. I'll start scooting a table over in front of the door. Very sloppily, like feet are slipping.
Rendo, let me help you.
You're barricading yourselves in the basement or just replacing the door that Rendo had to break down to get back in?
Just putting something over the door so it's not just a very obvious open doorway into the new
A
place.
big sign that says, "Rob me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the paints for it.
Inventing neon signs.
I think the two of you should get rest while you still can. I know we need to debrief, have a conversation on what's taken place, but you're in no state right now. I'll keep watch. Nix, if you wish to join me. The rest of you, rest up. I think tomorrow's going to be a busy day.
Don't gotta tell me twice.
I think
Night.
we're wise.
Gregory, I know you said you weren't going to sleep. Are you just going to do your own thing?
I'll just be pacing around trying to clear my mind. Let me try to help close this door up too. We can't have this just open.
Okay. Geist and I will watch outside. Maybe you just keep an eye on the door. Make sure
Yeah,
nobody
that sounds
comes
good.
through. Sounds like a good job.
Well, Geist and Nix, you can certainly take your moment outside.
Nathan, is there an easy way to get onto the roof of this building? Crates and barrels and boxes or things like that in an alleyway?
There is actually roof access in this building.
Okay. Well, I mean, yes, also would have worked. Yeah, so I guess we'll take that.
Yep, you can make your way up to the roof. It involves going through the private living room of the owner, but not his actual bedroom. So you can quietly make your way up. Rindo would know the layout and be able to direct you there.
Mind me.
Feels like I'm invading privacy of this poor person who might be home.
It's fine, I do it all the time.
Must sleep like a rock, though. We blew down a door.
I mean, it is a tad strange that we haven't seen them. Do you agree?
I just thought they might be on vacation or something.
Well, regardless. Are you sure you don't want to be resting or sleeping tonight, Nix?
I mean, I'm probably in the best shape out of all of us, so...
You're not wrong there. Here, let's get a comfortable vantage point. I wouldn't mind finding a place where we can see multiple directions.
I'm going to be honest, I don't like heights, so...
Here, just hold on. Take my arm.
Okay.
And just trying to get to one of the higher vantage points, but not like straddling the top of the roof arches or the actual peak of this, but just enough to where we can see maybe the alleyway and also see down both directions of the road. Well, I didn't necessarily expect things to go south so quickly with those two. It seems that we barely made inroads with Molitor, and we've already gone belly up in that endeavor. That's unfortunate.
I mean, not too surprising. It's kind of what we expected to happen.
I hoped we had more time, get more information, some type of, I don't know, trust is putting it too... we never would have got that. But just to have an opportunity to get information and make a plan. Nia almost died tonight. I was against this idea from the start, Nix, and yet I let it happen. That was a foolish maneuver.
It's not your fault. I pushed it. I'm very convincing. I agree. You should not have gone. And my history with Nia made that decision happen, and it was a mistake.
What history with Nia? It doesn't seem as if she pays much mind to you, no offense.
I don't think she remembers, actually, which almost makes it worse.
The pain of being forgotten. Sometimes it's a blessing, other times a curse.
You asked me before why I was at Rhonda's. Nia is the reason I ended up at Rhonda's.
You're at Rhonda's because of Nia, and Nia doesn't remember you.
Yeah, Nia got my parents fired from their jobs and got me kicked out of school when I was younger, and hence why I had to go out on my own. I wasn't lying when I answered you, I just told you why I initially went to Rhonda's. I needed a place to go.
I see. I'm very sorry for whatever that past experience might have been. I am keenly aware of the depths someone will go to take care of themselves and provide for themselves and others. Have you brought this up to Nia, or at least considered it at all? Or are you waiting for them to remember you? I'm just curious. I feel like the longer you let something like this stew, the worse off this might be.
I thought she might have remembered and was just pretending not to. And I'm realizing recently I really don't think she does. And I'm probably just going to, I don't know, I might bring it up, I might not. I don't actually think it was her fault. I mean, it was, but I don't think it's her fault.
You said you were children, yes?
Yes, she was very young. I think she was
It's
only
hard
like
to place
16.
blame. 16, well, it's hard to place blame on individuals who haven't lived much life or made many mistakes. Well, needless to say, I'm not exactly sure what the plan is going to be come morning, but I'm worried about us rushing in and taking the fight straight to Molitor. I think we need to be gathered, we need to be collected. They have much more power that we have not seen yet, or at least not all of us have seen. Be a death sentence if we go in there unprepared, Nyx. And I'm worried, well, Nia is many things, but she is decisive in the face of danger. We need to keep a cool head come morning, lest we all run into our deaths.
Yep. How much do you think they know? Not at all.
It's been my experience for the better part of the past decade that they've been 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of me as I've sought them out of their hidey holes across this city. We come in playing heroes. We are but chess pieces on the board that they are waiting for our next maneuver. I think they know what we're up to. I am a bit jaded from my experience. So take my words with a grain of salt, will you?
Do we have to worry about your experiences coming to light with whatever comes next?
If my experiences come to light with whatever comes next, we will have much larger problems on our hand. So let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Is that something you should share with the group, Geist?
Is this part of your question game, Nyx, or do you genuinely wish to know?
I mean, the question game is things I genuinely wish to know, so I don't understand your question.
Something about making a game of it makes it hard. Do you wish to understand who I am and what past I have? Or do you wish to play games with me, Nyx?
The only reason I made it a game is I thought it would be more palatable and easy for you to answer. It does not have to be a game if you do not want it to be.
Well, before I answer, let me ask you a question. I
It's a
imagine...
question game.
Well, it's important for you, I imagine. I'm more than happy to share some things with you and with the rest of the group. Though, the more I share with you, the harder it makes it to walk away, Nyx. So I ask, would you like to know about my past, or would you like me to walk away?
I never said I wanted you to walk away, Geist. I just said that you should.
I've never been very good at doing what I should.
Then tell me about your past.
Well, where to start? And I think Geist starts to look out kind of across the streets and starts to fill in a couple of the years leading up to the purchase of the Whispering Winds. He talks about living on the streets, talks about panhandling, he talks about asking for scraps and trying to make a name of himself until he was able to find some connections with some individuals here in Dirge that he could be useful for. I don't think he goes all the way back to the actual time he spent with Molitor, but it is a start of revealing back some of the onion of the vulnerable pieces of living unhoused in Dirge.
I see. Thank you for sharing that with me. I know that it's not easy for you at all.
The more someone knows about you, the more leverage they have against you. Hence, my hesitancy to share much about my past. But you've made a good point. If I am to expect us to keep a cool, calm, collected head tomorrow, I imagine that we all need to be a little bit more open and honest with ourselves, as well as the rest of the group.
Yes, we do. It seems to be the theme of today for me, which I absolutely hate.
I apologize. I realize how rude I must have been. More pressing matters arose so quickly, but you had a very important evening yourself. Sorry that it got overshadowed by the near-death experience of 2 of our compatriots.
That was a little bit rude, and I don't want to talk about it now.
If I caused any offense, I apologize. I feel like that was a very matter-of-fact stating of the events of the evening.
It was quite a night. Yes, our friends almost dying is much more important. Us potentially going to war tomorrow or within the next, well, hopefully not tomorrow, within the next couple of days, weeks, I don't know. Also much more important. It's just, I got offered a job basically on Capitol Hill, and I had a man inside of my head that now knows my entire history, past thoughts, identity. It's not important.
You had a man inside of your head, and this was the first time you've had dinner together, yes?
Yes?
That seems a strangely intimate evening for a first meeting.
I mean, I offered him basically to go into my head. I mean, I didn't really offer. He was there first, but then I said he could stay. I don't know how to explain what happened.
Well,
I can just putting things on the table. I can go into people's heads, surprise, and so I said I wanted to go into his head, and then I had a feeling he was in mine, and I was just like, "Hey, are you here?" And he's like, "Yep," and then he rifled through my entire mind.
the entire thing.
I don't know. It felt like somebody reading a book. I don't know how to explain the feeling, really.
And after all of this, you were offered a job. So whatever they found, they must have liked.
The job offer might have come before, or was suggested before, and then confirmed after. It's the whole reason he met with me, actually. It was just one big test, I think. It went quite well, which is why it's not that important. He offered me an out from Rhonda's there.
Is that not something that you're interested in?
Well, of course I'm interested in it, but if I leave Rhonda's, that puts a target on my back that I don't need there right now.
A target put on your back can easily be erased by someone as powerful as foe, I imagine.
That's true, but I have all of you, and that's a tie I'm not willing to sever.
Sometimes I feel as if all these ties we have to one another are more binding than they are freeing.
Well, they're necessary, and are what holds us up.
Maybe you're right.
Anyways, that's the brief summary. There's a whole bunch more, but I think it's not important now. He showed me these tall, terrifying towers. That's it. They shouldn't exist. They were the worst ideas.
Of all the things that you were shown, the tall, terrifying towers, that was the most poignant thing that you really held on to.
Yes, actually,
You really are afraid of heights, aren't you?
They were like the size of mountains, and can you imagine being at the top? Yes, I am.
I can.
Sorry, I don't know why that's stuck. Yeah, so that's it. I think that's all of it.
Well, likewise. I appreciate you sharing this with me. Now, let's make sure that there's no one trying to come and kill us and the rest of our friends this evening.
Yeah, I've never done this before, so tell me what to look out for, and I'll try my best.
Well, it's the ones that are inconspicuous, the ones who look like they're not supposed to be there at that specific moment, or maybe they fit in too much. Really, either end of the extreme is the problem here. So be on the lookout for that. But sometimes it's the individuals that are right in the middle of the spectrum. So really, it's everywhere on the spectrum of curiosity. Be on the lookout for that.
I got it. Caught it.
You'll figure it out.
Any single person that walks by the new lease. What about that one?
It's possible. They could be an assassin.
He has a hat on.
Assassins tend to wear hats or some type of head covering. Yes.
I mean, you had a hat on. So.
Exactly.
Are you both staking out for the entire duration of the evening?
That's Guy's plan.
That's the plan.
All right. Could I have you both make perceiving checks?
Awareness?
Awareness, yes.
Would you let me use investigating?
Not at this moment, no.
Not at this
I'm
moment.
going to use a luck point to reroll that 5.
Yeah.
Be a synthetic 20 for Geist.
That's a 13 for Nyx.
No one is overtly aggressive, but there is a group of drunken individuals that walk past that Geist is pretty sure are not in fact drunk.
Now, what you see here, this is a prime example. Do you see that they tumble to and fro? It's unrealistic. The likelihood of them actually being inebriated, remarkably low. Now, they might have reasons, or they could be sent here to kill us in our sleep. Let's keep an eye on them.
Why are these the 2 options? Couldn't they just be spies, people looking out? Maybe foe sent them. I don't know.
I've made it as far as I have by dealing in the extremes, black and white.
All right,
this or
understood. They're
that.
here to kill us. Okay.
Well, possibly.
After a few moments of stumbling past the new lease, one of them glances back, and the motion of his head seems to just scan the new lease and take it in. And then they continue to stumble away.
No. It's either they were interested in a new drinking establishment, or they were trying to
I saw them
ascertain
look
if
back.
any of the lanterns
They're
were
trying
still
to
on.
kill
Yes,
us.
you noticed it. Yes, they're on the
Yes.
excited the extreme that's likely to kill us.
Should we do something about that, or are we just going to watch and see if they come back?
Well, here.
Do we just
Well-
like go and stab them first?
Sometimes, but I don't think this time. No. And he's going to try to stand up, and he's cautious because he would be moving much quicker, but then he probably gets like a step away and realizes that Nyx hates heights. Here, move with me. I don't want to leave you up here alone. I don't want you to, well, fall.
Yeah, also, I'm still in heels and a very long skirt, which is making it impossible to move, so it's just going to take off the heels.
Yeah, I assumed you would have taken the heels off inside the building, but
Oh,
that's an
I
oversight
just
on my
want to go
end.
barefoot on the... do you know what's up here?
This is my first time up here.
It's a roof. We have to... Yes, people are trying to kill us. Where are we going?
Well, if I were attempting to circumnavigate and find an ulterior access to a building, I'd go over to the side alley or back behind to see if any doors or windows have been left open. Let's quietly make our way back around and see if we can tell if they've turned and are making their way back around towards the building.
Maybe you go to that side, I'll go to the other side.
If you're okay with that, that would be actually much better, yes.
Then why didn't you suggest that?
Well, I thought you would be worried about falling if you weren't holding on to me, but I see that as unnecessary now, so I
I
apologize.
am worried about falling without holding on to you, but this feels more important if they're trying to kill our friends.
Okay, I'll go this way then, and you go that way.
Okay,
I'm
I'm going
sorry,
to take a
I-
dagger to this skirt so I can actually walk normal. I'm going to do that over there, though. You just go watch.
Okay, you want me to watch or not watch?
She'll start walking to the other side of the room.
Geis is there like a little bit dumbfounded because he thinks that he was told to move away, but then also I think he thinks that he was told to watch Nyx cut the skirt. So he doesn't know what direction to face. And he eventually faces and goes towards the front of the building.
The individuals do not return.
Nyx will just stay on her other side of the roof, cutting open her skirt into a mini skirt so that she could walk, and Nia will be super pissed in the morning.
I think Geis would eventually come back and notice you still destroying the skirt. I think we are.
It's almost, I almost got through it. It's almost there. I've been watching, I promise.
It's been like 35 minutes. Do you need help?
I'm not very strong in trying to cut through my skirt with it on, and not cut myself is actually quite difficult.
Well,
Yes?
I could help you. I don't know if that would be weird.
It's weird now that you've asked if it's weird. It would have been weird if you just did it when I said yes. It's just help me get rid of the rest of the skirt.
Easy. And just pulls out a small blade and starts going to town and cutting through it.
Thank you. Can we just go back to watching? Did they come back? I didn't see anybody.
No, they have not returned.
All right. What do you think Gregory is doing?
I hope Gregory is sleeping. They seemed like they were...
Gregory is not sleeping. Gregory is not sleeping.
You know Gregory best. I've been nervous for and about Gregory for the past couple of days. But I don't know.
Smash cut to Gregory frantically pacing back and forth on the main floor.
Getting into steps.
Right.
Was there a question there? You're worried about him?
Apologies, I thought we were smash cutting to Gregory.
Smash cut back to the roof.
Right. Now, what I was going to say before that philosophical escapade, I've been nervous about Gregory, but it seems they have their own reasons for being involved and being included in this group of rabble-rousers. I'll be honest with you, as I'm trying to be more so this evening, I went on that stakeout with Gregory to entice them, to encourage them to leave. They seem a good person, and I would hate for something to happen to them, but to no avail. Seems like they're stuck with us.
If you want Gregory to leave, you have to make sure he can. He has not opened up to me yet about everything going on. I know he's not fine. I know he's panicking, but I know Gregory well enough to know that he's probably worried about his sister. He's worried about what the cobblers would do if he tried to leave. I mean, Pete broke into his house, so...
You think Pete broke into his house?
I I don't know if it was Pete. Pete might have sent somebody, but it sounds like it would have been Pete. Somebody from the cobblers broke into his house. It might have been Tony, actually. Tony does lots of those things.
Well, Tony. I don't know if I know this Tony.
I don't think you've met Tony. He doesn't really come around that often. He's kind of a behind-the-scenes guy. For Pete?
Describe them to me.
Elf, mid-ages. Always has a rifle on his back. Very into his work, very serious. There's a soft side, though. Don't tell him I ever told you that, though. He'd be really mad. I don't know. Pale skin, dark hair.
Nathan, does this sound like someone that Geist has seen before?
It does.
Now that you mention it, I think I have seen this Tony individual.
Yeah. Where?
I believe they came to collect me from the Whispering Winds not terribly long ago.
That makes sense. Yeah. Tony would probably do that. I told him to look into you, so that was probably it.
You told this Tony to look into me?
Yes. When we first met.
Well, I feel like somebody else might be upset by that.
Do you blame me? I mean, you were like, I'm a shopkeeper, and then
I do not
you
blame
shot
you,
somebody.
I would do the exact same thing. To be quite honest, yes.
Yeah, so I sent Tony to look into you. I told him to stop, though, so you don't have to worry about it.
Maybe while we're on the topic of sending individuals to tail folks and look into them, I have something I would wish to tell you, Nix. After our morning sojourn, you showed me around the temple. I certainly did. I sent one of my friends, Greg is his name. He's a trash griffin, after you.
You did what?
I did this, yes. Yes, I'm capable of bonding with Beast, and I sent Greg after you to look through his eyes to make sure that nothing foul was afoot.
How long did you watch me?
Well, you took the train, and that made it very challenging. Greg doesn't like trains.
You followed me all the way to the train?
Yes.
That's like 45 minutes.
Well, he's very dedicated whenever he wishes to be.
You watched me through a trash griffin named Greg.
Yes.
Until the train.
Yes, I try to use name-first language. Greg, the trash griffin.
Okay.
To be fair,
we both had people look into each other. You sent a trash griffin. I sent a professional trained killer. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, I mean, the way you said that seems like you're talking down. It's neither here nor there. Yes, we both have a past. We both have friends.
That's what you got out of this.
Well, I got more out of it than you might think, but I think that's the way to
just
simply
call
wrap it
Greg
up.
your friend.
Yes, I did. Do you find that concerning?
No, just...
Do you remember earlier this evening when I told you that I lived on the streets, unhoused for some time?
Oh, yes, you did.
It's hard to have friends when individuals pass you by without a second thought. I became quite fond of the little creatures in my time on the streets. Yes.
I'm not judging. I was just making sure I heard that correctly.
Yeah. There's actually a small colony living behind my shop. Yes.
It's a lot of information to process, but you'll have to introduce me to this dear Greg.
Would you like me
point.
to be less open? I'm.
No, I just said I want you to introduce me to Greg.
I think Greg would like that.
Sure. That sounds good. I'm not going to introduce you to Tony. You can just meet him eventually. I don't really have any other friends, so that's about it. You've met the rest.
Well, I'm glad that group of individuals didn't come back to kill us. But still, I'm worried about walking the streets tomorrow. It's easy to blend in when there's a crowd. It's also easy to slip a gun into someone's back whenever there are dozens of people walking across a crosswalk. Let me see if I can come up with an alternative solution. I promise.
Should we just
no
take
callers.
the stupid fucking car?
No. Well, maybe...
I don't know if we can get Rendo and Neo back in one.
Had that not happened, maybe I would have been more interested, but I think that you maybe willed a problem with automobiles into existence. Now I'm quite afraid of them myself.
I mean, they got in one and immediately went off a bridge.
They sound like death traps, to be quite honest.
No cause. I'm glad we're in agreement. I just was putting it out there, trying to compromise. Okay, we will walk and figure it out.
I'll think of something. There has to be another way.
I can't think of anything, so yep, it's all you.
I think you watch as Guy starts to have like an internal conversation with himself, but looks a lot on his face like, yeah, well, you could do that. Ooh, that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, but it's probably the quickest. No, but that's gonna cause a lot of problems. And that goes on for a couple of minutes.
There are no other individuals of note as you're having this conversation as well. The three don't come back. There's no one else that appears suspicious or that appears completely mundane. There's no one on any of the tick marks. The guys
What about what about the infinite spectrum in the middle that I also said was a problem?
You know, there are two of those, but they quickly move on.
That's good, as they should.
Is Gregory up to anything in particular that we want to highlight before progressing to the morning?
Gregory is keeping a very, wherever he put the money, he's keeping it to kind of that area of the building. If there's any windows that overlook where he had buried the money, he's always peering out them to make sure no one's going near it and make sure it's safe.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's ever a point where he feels like it's kind of silent and kind of chilled enough, he would try to go outside to retrieve the money again.
Okay. Geist and Nyx, there is a third individual who looks slightly suspicious.
How did he move the table in front of the door?
Did he crawl out a window?
Do you see that third individual? They look mighty suspicious.
Who is that? Where'd they come from?
They appear to be digging.
What?
Who? Do you reckon? No. Let's get a closer look so we can ascertain who this is. It's not the way that
Do you want to go down and I'll keep my gun up here and I'll just shoot them if they're concerned?
Actually, that's not a terrible idea.
Sneak up behind him.
Yes, well, actually, I think... And guys is gonna just scoot over to the edge of the roof. How tall is the roof?
We're talking about, 10...
Oh, actually, hold on. I just realized I don't care anymore because I'm a level 5 air elemental. I run and jump off the roof.
Okay.
Okay.
And you watch as mechanically guys can no longer take falling damage.
Geist, you would drop to the ground and see this hunched individual digging in the dirt in the corner of the new lease.
If you know what's good for you, you will stop, turn around, and show me your hands if you wish to stay alive.
Whoa. Oh, just me. Thought I heard a noise out here, checking things out.
Gregory, you heard a noise underground.
I thought I heard something out here. I heard rustling or something. I had to come out here and check it out.
I can't actually really see that well in the dark. Should I shoot them?
No, Nyx, don't shoot them. It's Gregory. He's digging. He thought he heard something underground.
What? Where's Gregory outside?
I don't know.
I heard something out here. I need some fresh air. I can't sleep. It's a lot going on. I thought I heard something out here. I thought someone could be here for me. Someone could be here for any of us.
Well, yeah, that's why we're outside. If you wanted to join us, you could have just said so.
Yes.
I thought I heard something out here. I don't know if you guys could hear it from up there.
Why is there dirt on your hands then, Gregory? What were you digging for? Nyx, he was digging for something.
Do you need help?
He will be like, all right, I know. All right. I'll be honest with you guys. There was some more than just the guns and the drugs that were on these guys tonight. There was this as well. And he'll just show the huge wad of cash that was there.
Oh, that's going to get you killed.
Yeah, that is an amount that people would kill for, I imagine, yes.
Well, I'm hoping it will help save someone instead. And Gregory's gonna start tearing up and he's gonna say, I know I've been kind of closed off with you, Nyx, and I've been trying to be a little bit more honest with you guys after our night we had.
Should I come down from the roof so you don't have to say it really loud?
You know, maybe.
I can't jump like that. You have to give me a moment. I have to get down the stairs.
We could go inside and have this conversation as well.
No, we have to be on the lookout. Should Gregory just come up to the roof?
Gregory, yes, come with me. We're going up to the roof. Bring your massive wad of cash.
All right. Tuck it into his coat and make his way upstairs.
We're walking through the upper level and we pass by the bedroom. You have to be quiet. The person is asleep in there.
Okay.
You hear a faint snoring noise coming from the room.
Jesus.
I told you to be quiet, Gregory.
I'm trying to be quiet. He's scaring me.
Here, the window. Nyx is waiting for us. Don't mind the ripped off piece of skirt. Let's go.
All right. He minds it, but he doesn't question it. He follows along.
Gregory, were you crying? What happened? Guys, what'd you do?
I did threaten to kill Gregory.
Yes. You both did.
I didn't know it was you. All right, what happened? Why do you have the cash? Whose life are you saving?
I'm hoping to save my father's. He has tuberculosis.
What?
Oh my.
Why
He's
didn't
caught
you
it
tell
early,
me?
but we've been dealing with so much. I don't want to put more on you, and I have to deal with this, and dealing with Tristan, and trying to keep her head out of this, and trying to keep her out of this entirely. I feel like I'm flying too close to the sun sometimes, and I don't know what to do, and how can I tell you about this and add on to your problems when I have to deal with my problems, then everyone else's problems too, and, Gregory's just bawling at this point. He goes, he's not stopping work while he's sick. I've worked my whole life to make sure he and my mom can have a good life, and now this, and he can't even stop, and I was hoping this could at least pay the bills to give him a good life. Maybe have him stop working and have some more time with us.
Oh, Gregory. Nix will just give him a hug.
I'm so sorry, Gregory. I had no idea. This changes the line of questioning that I asked you about during our stakeout. I shouldn't have tried to force you away from here. I see you have your own necessities. You should sell that gun that I gave you.
I did.
Well, okay, well, that's good. That's good.
Well, I sold it to Pete.
You sold it to Pete?
Yeah. I mean, who else could I give it to? I don't know who else can sell guns. He gave me 1,000 silver notes for it.
What?
Pete gave you 1,000 silver notes for the gun?
He said he would take care of it, and then there was 1,000 silver notes. That he would leave money for me.
This is why I didn't leave Ronda's. We will figure it out, Gregory, but this stack of cash is not the way to do it. That's just going to get you... I mean, maybe not. Depends if anybody saw you guys. Did anybody see you guys? We could have just been a random passerby that stole the cash.
I don't think anybody saw me. I mean, as far as I know, Geist was gone as soon as those guys were down, and I hid for a minute, and I made sure nobody was out there, and there wasn't anybody, and I made sure it was clear before I checked the bodies, and...
We already know they're already watching us. If they see some huge amount of money come through on your end, they will probably surmise. Though now you have a large amount of money from Pete, so they might surmise anyways, which is a mess.
That's it. I don't want the money.
How much do you need for the treatment, Gregory? Do you know how much the treatment cost?
God, do we know how much tuberculosis treatments cost?
Give me a luck check. It would make sense if you looked into this in the interim, but with everything else going on, you might not have. So we'll leave it to luck. DC 16.
Can I do a history check?
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Okay. It's an 18.
Okay. Well, it will vary depending on how far along the patient is when they receive treatment and whether they continue to expose themselves to various particulates that worsen the tuberculosis. But on the low end, looking at, like, optimistically 4,000 silver notes.
You know, I'm hoping it's, he said they caught it early, but he's still working, so I'm hoping it's around 4,000 to 6,000 maybe.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's not cheap, but he can't stop working. He can't afford to pay for this.
Your father's important. I might have a way, but I'd probably have to sell my soul for it. I can try.
No, it's not your problem to deal with, Nix.
No, Gregory, it's not my problem, but you are my best friend, so it is.
Although I must interject, that specific phrasing, given recent events, gives me pause. Connections are one thing, but occult dealings are challenging to walk back from.
Occult way, I was metaphorically, guys. Not everything has spooky, ooky dealings behind it.
It's been my experience that if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, Nix.
I promise if I'm going to potentially sell my soul, actually, I will tell you.
He extends his hand for a handshake.
I'm not going to shake your hand. I just need you to trust me over this. Why do you need a handshake?
It felt reaffirming, given the severity.
After everything we just talked about, you need a handshake.
Well, this is alarming to me. Fine. I trust you.
I'm not going to... How about I just say I'm not going to sell my soul?
I just feel like this doesn't need to... This shouldn't have even come up, the conversation on selling one's soul, but...
I agree.
Listen, we'll figure it out, but this is not the way to figure it out. What do we do with the cash? If we just give it to Pete, it's going to disappear.
Well, I could launder it through my store.
Have you made that much money before? No offense. Your store is really nice.
No, none taken. It's more of a front than anything else, so I understand. It would take some time, Gregory, to move this type of cash, but I could assure some type of steady flow. So if we were able to get on a payment plan of some kind with the hospital, that might be more feasible.
That's an option.
It is, yeah, but, I need sooner than later. He's He's already sick, and he's not stopping. Time is only going to be so long on his side.
Thank you for telling us. You shouldn't have to deal with this alone. Is there anything else you're not telling me? I feel like right now is the time to tell me if there's anything else you're not telling me.
Yes. We're really getting everything off our chest this evening.
Almost.
Geist blushes.
Yeah. Gregory, just hearing that, he just starts breaking down. Gregory grabs Nix. He's just like, I'm so sorry. It's all been so much, and I feel like everything's been changing so quick. I don't know how to handle everything. It's just, I can do this, though. I can help everyone. I can make sure
you can't help
everything's
everyone.
okay.
Do not say that. That's a horrible mindset to have.
Manifesting,
No,
Gregory,
don't manifest
yes.
that. No. Do what you can for you, right? You first. Think about us a little bit.
It's more than me. It's my family. It's all of you. It's everyone.
Okay.
And now with everything we're dealing with, too, I worry about Tristan. She's so intermingled with the cobblers.
Tristan, she can hold her own, Gregory.
I know she can.
I think she
You're right.
worries about you more than you worry. Or maybe equally. You're both a bit of a worriers.
I try not to let her see it. I try not to let anyone see it. He gives you two, like, an obviously, like, you just saw what I was doing. Obviously, you know.
Well, like I said, we'll figure it out. You promise there's nothing else?
Thank you. Nothing else.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay.
Thank you, too. This has been more than I could have imagined.
Well, I know you said you wanted to see the sunrise. You just want to hang out with us until that happens. Or do you want to go back to... Is there something else you have to dig up? We could look the other way.
No, unless I left some money down there, I was going to startle me pretty good, Geist.
But are you concerned about having left some money? We can't leave any money down there. It needs to all be collected at once. I'll be right back. And he runs and jumps off the roof.
He just does that now.
Jeez. It's pretty cool.
Well, as the sun begins to rise and filter through the haze of smog over the city, I'll need from the three of you that weren't sleeping, I will need endurance checks.
That's a 6.
Oh no.
That's a 12 from Geist.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 6 for Gregory as well.
Okay.
You guys.
So, you
Did this for your
all
protection.
gain fatigue.
Sweet.
Cool. Death
Yeah.
point.
1 death point. But it is the morning now.
I don't want to wake them up. They scare me. Do you guys want to wake them up?
Yes, fine. I can wake them up. Where were they sleeping? Just like down in the basement? Where are you two at?
Yeah, Nia found like a little corner somewhere, just like tucked up, and she's like full vampire sleeping, like just straight on her back, just hard passed out.
Rendo made it like just through the doorway and kind of collapsed between a couple of crates, sort of sitting up with his head slumped to the side.
I think Geist is more accustomed to waking up Rindo and also wants Rindo for backup to wake up Nia the vampire. and so it goes to Rindo first so that they can work on that together. Rindo, yeah, it's time to get up. We have to go now. It's fine. It's
Hi.
fine. Yes.
Hi, guys.
I need your help. I need your help with something.
What?
And just points over to Nia.
Okay. I've not had to do this before. Wait, hold on. I've got an idea. And he goes into the kitchen and is there for like a couple minutes and no pots and pans. He comes back out with a small mug that's steaming faintly, and he goes over to Vampire Nia and gently places it kind of near her, but not where, like, if she flails an arm out, she's gonna knock it over, and takes a couple steps back, just goes, Nia.
She's going to slowly roll toward the cup. What's in the cup?
It smells a little bit minty. I thought you might helps me wake up sometimes. It's tea.
She's going to like take a sip of it, immediately flinch, because again, mouth, everything, face, and slowly sit up. And as she slowly sits up, just go, whiskey, hot whiskey.
Right. Different kind of tea, I suppose. Be right back.
Rindo leaves and Geist is just like left standing there. No. Good morning, Nia.
Can you get me a rag? Preferably a damp one.
Yes, I will go do that right now. Takes off.
Quickly to interject, Rendo and Nia, you have both completed a full rest. You have taken a rest.
Yay.
Because you had fatigue, you don't remove your death points, but everything else is reset. Maximum hit points, all of your abilities, spell points, all of that is back to full.
Yay.
Okay.
And fatigue is gone?
Fatigue is gone, the death points are
Okay. I can live with that for now.
gone for now.
Nia's just gonna keep sitting there till somebody brings her some hot tea and a rag. I mean,
And you never saw us again.
for real though.
Why are you guys just hiding at the top of the stairs? Just go back down.
Taking deep breaths.
Yeah. Nia's awake.
I wouldn't call it awake yet.
Do you guys need help?
No.
Yes,
No.
please.
Okay,
She asked
okay.
for these. I think it's better if you take them to her.
Is this hot booze?
Right. Yes. And here's the towel.
Okay.
Guys, why don't we need to
That
work
thing
on
that you asked
breakfast.
me to do.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
and that
Rendo,
thing,
I
yeah.
remember how important that was.
We'll do the
Thank
thing
you again,
while
Nix.
we make breakfast. Thanks, Nix.
I'd like toast. Go downstairs. Nia, I've got hot something, and oh, you look like shit.
Thank you. I'll take that rag now.
Here's the rag. Here's whatever this is. Is this to go with? Is that tea? I don't know if this will go with the tea.
She's just gonna set the rag, or she's gonna set the tea down, or the, sorry, she's got the tea. She's gonna set the whiskey next to the tea, and she's going to probably take like a sip of the whiskey, but she's going to actually then start to ensuring that it is just Nyx down there because she doesn't want anybody else to see her. She's going to start using the rag and the whiskey to clean up some of her cuts and things and just try to tend to herself, particularly, again, the face and whatnot.
Do you need help?
All I can get.
I don't know if that's a yes or a no. Do you want me to help you? Do you want me to leave? You should go upstairs. We need to have a whole bunch to talk about, but I get that you want to look together. Also, I ripped my skirt. Don't ask how. It happened. It was a complete accident. Don't get mad. The shoes are fine. The shoes are fine. They're upstairs.
Nyx, you're bringing a lot of energy, and I understand that we have a lot to discuss, but I also...
I feel like you need it right now. It needs to just balance off. Yeah, all right.
I'm just give me 30 seconds to gather myself for a moment here. Just going to, again, try to more rapidly put herself together, shoot the whiskey, seem totally fine, shoot the tea, gag like, oh God, what was that? And then...
It's a lot of hot beverages to put inside of yourself at once.
That's... Gathering. We're gathering. And she's going to bring the rag with her and hopefully get something cold now to put it in so that she can deal with some of this swelling. Nyx,
Yeah.
I hope everything went well for you yesterday. And though I am not in the headspace to really discuss it at the moment, as we go into the next room, I want you to know I did notice the skirt and we will be talking about it. And she's just going to keep walking. She's going to keep walking.
Yep, go upstairs. I'm pretty sure Geist and Rendo are hiding from you, so go yell at them.
Perfect.
So don't question why Gregory is covered in dirt. It was a whole thing.
I never questioned anything about Gregory.
Okay. I'm going to walk behind you just so in case you start falling down the stairs, I can catch you because you don't look super steady on your feet.
Thank you. That's very kind of you both to notice and to cooperate with. She's not steady. She is not steady.
You look wonderful, Nia. Don't let them tell you otherwise.
Doing amazing, sweetie.
Where's our breakfast? I was promised breakfast.
Geist has chopped an onion into infinitely smaller and smaller pieces because it's all he's been able to find.
Okay, well, Rendo is scrambling eggs. I've got a whole kitchen, mate. You don't need to focus on an onion. And he's going to hand him a tomato to slice.
I wanted to be doing something whenever they came through the door. And I was worried about breaking from one thing to another.
Well, cut this instead. I think there's enough onion for all meals today.
There's a reek of onion in here.
My eyes are starting to water.
Oh,
It
that's
burns.
worse than. Oh,
I think we should just talk about everything that happened while we're dealing with this. You guys just keep...
We all start crying.
Jeez, you gotta open a window, Geist. My God.
Can I have Rendo make a luck check real quick?
Oh, why?
It's that cursed onion, though.
It's a 17.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. It's a lovely Garf's Day morning.
What?
Great.
Okay. Not
Do you all
threatening
feel
at
a
all.
strange chill come over
Right.
us just for a moment?
just.
I mean, a bit, but it feels like a lovely day, honestly.
Okay, we need to focus. Everybody focus. We should probably go to the cobblers, right? Nia looks like she's about to die still. We should probably not be here, right?
Rindo, do you have ice?
Yep.
All right. While making herself a wee little poultice, she's going to try to recall what had occurred, who they saw, and any defining features. Like just word vomit. She's going to just start pouring out what she can remember because it's the first time she's had to really process it out loud. Catelyn. Oh,
Who?
she's still there. Rindo, she's still there. Fuck.
Mm.
Dead or still alive? Did you see them?
No, I just we went to see her when we were ambushed, and there was some noise upstairs. It seemed like it was coming from upstairs, which is where I believe she has at the very least an office, if not a dwelling. So I presume it was her. It could have been anybody, though. Maybe she wasn't there. We didn't actually put any eyes on it, but still, they could have her.
They said she was alive,
Or,
right? That's what you said.
well, sounded.
I mean, they could have been lying.
If it was that we heard anyway.
We should go check, right?
If there's a slim chance that this individual is still alive, yes, we should go check.
Do you think you got them all?
All the ones I could see, all the ones that were coming after us.
So there's a chance that the poison's still there too.
Very likely. Unless, again, one of them had it on them and is now at the bottom of a river as well.
Right.
I think that's something we have to look into. We can't leave someone dying in their upstairs room, and if there's possibly something that we need to claim that before they do.
We need to get
Definitely.
Nia somewhere safe first. I'm not
Right.
taking her back there.
Of course.
I agree. We can't chance.
I'm loath to, but it was my mother who sent us to her to begin with. Perhaps we could somehow get her to maybe check in on her. That way it seems a little less connected. Or do you think that would be too dangerous
I don't
to bring
think
more
that's a
people
good
in?
idea. I think that's giving your mum a death sentence.
Okay.
We don't know. Whoever goes, we need to be ready for another fight.
I agree.
Understood.
And while I'd love to have both of you backing us, neither of you are in any state. So yes, I agree. We get you someplace safe and we stash you away first. While
I'm
the
not
rest
getting
of us,
stashed nowhere. Respectfully, Geist.
Rendo,
I'm fine.
Rendo, I know you are proud, Rendo. I don't want you to die for something like this.
I'm not
we need
going
to be
to.
smart.
You've seen me in far worse states.
I have seen you in far worse states, and I don't want to see you in those states again, Rendo. I won't tell you what to do, but I will firmly state what my opinion is. And my opinion is to keep you on the side of the living. And right now you look like you have a foot in the grave.
Rendo's gonna get a little bit closer to Geist and lower his voice a bit. She got hurt like that because of me. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna have a say in how it ends. I'm not sitting any of it out.
Fine, if that's what you wish.
They're whispering.
Intense whispering.
Nia, do you want Rendo to go?
I want Rendo to feel like he has some say in what he gets to do for a change. I think he's earned that.
All right, then I won't fight it. Geiston's gonna win this, that's for sure.
Gregory's eating breakfast and just like going between you two and the two conversations happening like tennis match.
Very well.
Right.
Very well. Rendo.
Where's the safest place you think we should go first? Rhonda's?
Probably Rhonda's.
The safest place is where we have the most allies and the most bodies to support us, or the most people to put between us and our enemies. So, yes, I agree.
Works for
and
me.
What are we going to say when we get there? Pete's not going to be like, okay, Nia's almost dead. Sure, just walk away and don't explain anything.
Well, presumably, I would think he's probably aware that I'm at least not in very good shape, because I imagine that Sheldon is not doing very well right now either.
What does Sheldon have to do with you getting hurt?
Yeah, he wasn't
I
with
didn't
us.
know Sheldon was
Oh,
with
well,
you
yeah,
all.
on account of your marriage. Right, because when you get married, you can hurt
yeah.
people without
Yeah.
touching them.
Exactly.
What?
Yes, that's how marriage works, Rindo. You've
I-
learned
that's
so
not
much being
how-
working
that's
with
not
me.
what I understand about marriage. Can we have a little bit more explanation?
When we get to wherever is safest, I would like to put eyes on Sheldon and make sure that he is okay. And I have a feeling he won't be.
Nia, you have to tell us the answer to this question. Did you do something to Sheldon?
Ouch. Oh, don't make me laugh. No, it's just part of our just matrimonial promise to each other is a lifetime of sharing everything, and she'll shake her little bracelet.
My parents said that too. I thought they just meant like food and stuff.
What I feel, he feels, and what he feels, I feel.
In like always? In like, where's the line
Not-
drawn?
Blood, mostly.
Okay.
So would he feel this? I give Neil a little poke on the shoulder. Does he feel that?
Oi.
Right now, maybe? I don't...
Sorry,
Ow.
sorry, I forgot. Right, yeah.
Yeah. Ow. I don't know. I once pricked myself with like a hairpin and he flinched, so there's that. Total accident.
So he got hurt, and they likely know, and they didn't come looking for you?
Wouldn't be the first time that I and therefore he was put in some sort of harm's way, and it was a little suspicious that they didn't come looking, yeah?
Given this new perspective, that seems problematic.
I don't and haven't understood, and I've kept trying to put my head around how they knew we could have been at Catlin's. She's on the other side of town. She's an old woman, bless her. She's a bitty. They wouldn't have known unless someone inside told them.
You don't think?
I don't know, but it seems awful convenient.
So I mentioned this to Geist last night, but it feels kind of relevant now that I can tell all of you this because it might come into play. I can go into people's minds. So maybe, when we go and talk to Pete, I can just go into his mind and you can address it and I can see what pops up.
It's a lot to take in.
I can't go deep. I can only get like surface level stuff. I haven't done it to any of you because it's a great invasion of privacy and I would never.
Would we know if you did?
I was about to get to that. There's a small chance that you would realize. So there's a small chance that Pete would realize. He would just get really mad at me, I think. I don't know. I might be able to just like brush it off as paranoia. He'd probably get super pissed, but I've worked for them long enough that I might be able to get away with it.
Can you gaslight that well?
I don't know with Pete. He's really hard to read.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Do you think anybody else would know? I could do it to Sheldon. I could probably gaslight the shit out of him.
Oh, bless him. You could. You really could. I have to... do not tell this between all of us here. I have to actively make sure that I'm not sometimes because it's that easy, really.
Nia, are you telling us something profound about Sheldon or something profound about yourself?
That's all a bit fuzzy right now, Mr. Geis. I'm in recovery. I don't know how to answer that question.
I'm in recovery, she says.
Seems a bit of both. So, hold on. Are we going back to Rhonda's?
Yes.
We're talking to the Trubies. We're telling them everything?
Well, if we want to send some people back to Catlin's to ensure that she is at least safe, if not just there, we could always frame the conversation with the Trubies from that we have to return because obviously some shit went down, and how the fuck did they know to be there for shit to go down could be a jumping off point, maybe.
Now, while we're on the subject of what we should and shouldn't tell the Trubies, this might be a lot to take in, but Gregory, what you and I saw on our stakeout, so many things were happening. It would have been a casual conversation today, but now I'm a little bit more afraid. They did happen to be monochromatic individuals. capable of strange magical effects. Their weapons seem to be as if they were causing, I guess the best way to describe it is thin paper cut slashes through the air as they chased me down and attempted to kill me. But that's not even, well, I'm getting to the most interesting part. I've told you all that I'm something of a source card collector. Yes, this has come up in conversation before.
Once or 20 times.
Right, yes. Well, moving on. What I will say is that the two individuals that attempted to kill me in the alleys last night were none other than one Toman and Thorn. I own both of their source cards. They died some,
What?
I don't know, many centuries ago.
Did you hit your head?
Wait a minute.
Yes, unrelated.
So, hold on. Do you have any of those cards on you right now? Should we go back to the Whispering Winds real quick?
Do we need them?
I don't know if it's the most pressing thing, but maybe we should move it up the list. You might be onto something.
If they're
Rendell.
from the cards, are they still on the cards? Did they come off the cards and into...
Well, they can't be the
I don't
only...
know. You'll have had some profound magical things to confess, and there's
They can't be the
so
only
much.
copy of the card. I don't think it's a one-of-one piece.
You've got weird shit in your shop. Maybe things interacted?
Are you trying to say... Hold on now. Are you trying to say that at nighttime, things come to life in my shop that I'm unaware of?
I mean, you haven't been there in a while.
Sort of evening in the menagerie, isn't it?
A night at the Whispering Winds.
You told me your night was fine. No big deal. It was just a normal night for...
It was a pretty casual run-of-the-mill evening for me, yes. But
You
when
had
you put all
source
the
cards
things,
trying
when
to
you
kill
put
you.
it all together, it seems much worse, right? Had it been a standalone incident, I could have casually brought it up. But now it does seem much worse because now we have multiple people attempting to kill us. Yes.
Great, we're being hunted by paper figures.
They serve someone that they kept calling the Master, if that means anything to anyone here. Right, they said that quite a bit.
I feel like that should have been in the first part.
Wasn't there that story in the news the other day about that person covered in paper cuts? I can't be the only one that remembers that.
Oh yeah, I saw that on the way to the train station. She looks surprised.
Yes, I saw that too, of my own.
Meek Murray was looking into it. It was somebody from Mulator, a human.
Someone who was killed was from Mulator, or their suspect was from Mulator.
No, the person that was killed had a Mulator cape with them. I don't know if they were actually Mulator.
Well, I mean, that tracks. They did quick work on the drug dealers in the alley. Gregory, you would say so. 2-3 seconds. They dropped them instantaneously.
If you could have missed it if you blinked. It was... I've never seen anything like it before.
So it sounds like we should find them and become allies with them.
Well, they did try to kill me.
Sorry, are we talking about becoming allies with characters that have jumped off of playing cards?
Allegedly.
Yes.
Again, I'm in recovery. I want to make
If
sure
they're
I'm
real,
understanding.
I'm still not convinced. I'm just planning ahead.
But Geist, you said
Okay.
they tried to kill you too.
Well, I tried to have a civil conversation with them, yes. I deftly
Oh, well, that doesn't
leapt
always
off
work.
a rooftop, as I'm wont to do, and I attempted to engage them in polite conversation, and they were not interested in pleasantries with me.
I don't know if that's really a read on them or a read on you.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd be more offended if we didn't have more pressing concerns, but I hear what you're saying.
I feel like that's not a now problem. It's not a now problem unless we can find them immediately and convince them. How are you going to find paper card people? So we're going to Ronda's, and then we're going to attack Mulator. We're going to...
Yeah, let's light them up, burn them down, rip Arya to shreds in the street. Do they still draw and quarter around these parts? Am I getting ahead of myself? I might be
it
getting
has
ahead
fallen.
of myself.
It's fallen out of fashion.
Your mind is such an interesting place.
I think we should be calculated. I think we should be cautious. I don't think we should run in there with weapons on their turf. I think we should bide our time, and we should plan out the hits accordingly. If we can strike in multiple teams across the city when they're alone, this will be a much easier fight.
They kind of got endless supplies of folks, though. So until we can take care of the summons,
heads.
it's not really gonna
Right.
do too much to the numbers.
We start at the source.
What does it say about us if we're just sneaking around and taking people out bit by bit and hoping they don't send more and more, as Rindo said. No, you said something very keen there, Mr. Geis. We shouldn't try to take them on their territory. The problem is that they are on our territory, technically.
It's
They took
not
it from
how
us.
they see it. It's not how they see it, Nia.
I think we should help them see it.
Nia, you have a good head on your shoulders. You were decisive in the face of everything that we have faced thus far. I need you to trust me. If we go in there, if we bring our ragtag team of individuals and attempt to face them, we will fail. I've been attempting to break them down piece by piece for years, Nia. Years. I just don't want everything to have been for naught.
I understand, and I hear what you're saying. I hear that you have been doing this for years, Geist. I see a lot more than just you in this room. And I'm not saying we can't be precise, I'm not saying we can't be calculated, but when push comes to shove, we need to make sure that there is at least some sort of statement made.
A statement. Very well. What type of statement do you have in mind?
Nobody seemed to like my drawn quarter idea, but
Oh, it's gone out of fashion.
I can mull it over a little bit. Doesn't have to be an immediate thought again. We're
I see what you did
taking
there.
our time with it.
I think it's good to be prepared for a fight. I don't think it's good for us to go in guns blazing right off the bat.
Very well.
Yeah, you two are in no condition.
We took care of all the ones that were following us. How much do we believe that Ariel's the one that orchestrated that branch? Maybe there's potential for us to, I don't know, like, why'd your men come after us? Why were they there? Be prepared for a fight if it goes that way, but see if there's any chance at not having to yet, which is really, really weird for me to say and think.
You want to go talk about it? I'm so proud of you, Brenda. That sounds like something I would say. I don't know if that's the best idea, but I think I'm very proud that you're suggesting it.
Thanks.
I don't see an outcome where going back to them and engaging in conversation plays to our favor. But
I don't see where hanging around the sidelines and picking them off one by one plays in our favor either. There's always going to be more.
not if you go to the source, Rindo. I'm not talking about picking off the lackeys. I'm talking about learning the schedules of the individuals who are at the core of this organization. They will have no structure left. If no one is giving the orders, we don't have to fight a war. All we have to do is ensure some well-placed daggers, some well-slipped poison, and a few keen bullets hit their marks.
All right, so I hear one vote for talk to them, one vote for immediately go stab them in the face, and one vote for tail them for a while and kill the important ones. Gregory?
I mean, I feel like walking into there is like walking to the lion's den. That's putting so much of a target on us, on their territory too. It seems so risky. But also, I see what Geist is saying with doing it all at the same time and kind of cutting off the snakehead, overwhelming them almost with everything could work. But also, one by one, I don't know.
So here's my suggestion, because I love all these ideas. Why don't we tail them for a little while, see what they're doing, see what they're up to, see if Ari is even still staying at the Toast, see how much she knows. We'll know how much they know if we go back to Captain Mao's place and the poison is gone and she's dead, right? And then follow them for, a couple days, a couple weeks. And then, if they seem like they're up to something, right, we just take the Toast. If we get wind of some of the bigger players, we target them. If it seems like they don't know, Rindo can go talk to them.
That was very concise.
Yeah.
Brenda, are you sure?
I don't know if I'm the one that should be doing the talking is all.
I'm not going to talk to them.
Suppose we can burn that bridge when we get to
We
it.
can coach through it if we have to. I guess I technically can talk to them, but I shouldn't. Okay, we need to go to Ronda's before it gets too late and somebody comes here and tries to burn the building down.
Probably wise. How are we getting there again?
I've been thinking about that.
Oh no.
I am not driving.
Darling, you can't drive.
Rindo, do you have a closet in this building that doesn't have any windows?
What?
It's a simple question.
The pantry?
Can it fit all of us?
I don't know, it's a bit of a tight squeeze for me.
Nix, is there a corner of your room that has shadows?
I mean, I have a bathroom.
Very well. I think I have a solution, but I think I need you all to trust me. And Geist walks over to the pantry.
We already made breakfast.
We're not making more
What are you doing?
breakfast. No, I'm going to open a pathway between this pantry and a portion of Nix's room. That way we don't have to be exposed on the streets.
It's really personal. Okay.
I'm
Sure.
not going to do it often. I mean, is this like we're talking about it right now aloud?
I just meant having everybody in my room. Nobody goes in my room. Yeah, no, it's important. It's what we need to be safe. Yeah, sure.
Do you think that you could describe another location within Rhonda's that I've seen before that also has appropriate darkness and shadow? That's really specific. Let's just do this first plan. Okay, well, I need everyone to come inside.
Okay, right, into the pantry,
All right,
I guess.
Here we go.
Gregory, will you shut the door?
Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead. Ladies first. Okay, everyone in.
Thanks.
Geist just sits down in the middle of the pantry, and yeah, I mean, there's probably a better way for Geist to have done this, but he's not used to bringing people along with him, and so he's gonna sit down cross-legged in the pantry and just begins to chant, and it's going to take, like a comfortable 10 minutes of this, and it has to be. And it has to be, unbroken, and, you can't bother him. So I guess the real question is, does anybody fuck with him to where he has to start over?
Are we allowed to talk?
Is he?
I feel like I'm learning so much in the last.
I don't think it's supposed to take this long. Surely it's not supposed to take
He
this
talked
long.
about a trash gripper named Greg last night. I'm really concerned.
He's never done this before.
It's getting so hot
Did
in
he
here.
say something about falling off a roof? Or
No, he
was
just
that- did I make
jumps.
that up?
I'm getting
Just
cramps in my
jumps.
leg.
And after about 10 minutes, you would watch as it looks like there shouldn't be a shadow on Geist as it erupts to life, and it becomes about 8.5, 9.5 feet tall. And this monstrous shadow just crouched in the corner of the room and just goes and opens up, and there is now a portal that connects the corner of Nix's room / bathroom with Rendo's pantry.
Bloody hell, mate.
It's
I
like a
don't like
permanent
that.
thing. I don't really want this permanently in my
No, it's
bathroom.
not. It's not permanent.
Okay,
it's
good.
not permanent. All right, everybody through. Quickly. Yes. Right. Now's when I tell you all that you're gonna feel remarkably sickened whenever you come out the other end. Here we go, and pushes everyone through.
Wait, what?
I have to make a magic attack against all of you, and I'm so sorry.
Oh my god!
All right.
What the hell?
I'm sorry. Let me pull this up so I can actually tell you what I am targeting.
If I get another death point because of this.
I know, right? We could have just taken a car.
Again.
Okay, so Gregory, this is coming at you first.
Oh my god.
Does a
Yep.
16 hit you, Gregory? Okay. Nix, you're next. Does a
Wow.
22 hit you, Nix? Nia, you're next.
PvP.
Ah, nice,
Oh,
nice.
Thank goodness.
Okay.
Nia, 4 won't hit you. Rendo, you're up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's a nat 20 for a 23 total.
Oh my god.
That's gonna hit. And the last one, I have to hit myself as well.
If you miss yourself, I'm gonna be so mad. Okay, good.
That's a 22. A 22 that does hit. Nathan, can I roll a single damage die for this, or do you want everybody
Yes,
to take their
that's
own?
fine.
Okay.
Single damage.
Wait,
dice.
do I get nat 20 damage?
No,
It's
it's
a
a
spell.
spell, so you're good.
Okay. Oh, okay. Good.
Okay, so everyone who I hit is going to take 3 points of necrotic damage and is sickened.
What does sickened do?
It's like 5e disadvantage. It's roll 2d20 and keep
Oh,
the
okay.
How long are we sickened for?
Yeah.
Just like the rest of your life.
You're
No.
joking.
10 minutes. 10
Okay.
minutes, everybody.
You're joking.
No, just 10 minutes.
I don't feel good at all. Guys, what
No.
the fuck?
I don't want to travel
Also,
like
everybody,
that.
welcome to my room. This is my bathroom. Go through the doors. Go out. Please, don't get sick. I mean, if you're gonna get sick, I guess the bathroom's the place
Because
to
we're
do
in the
it.
bathroom, yes.
Gregory immediately vomits into the toilet.
Rendo hits his head on the doorway on the way out. Sorry,
Be careful.
Nix.
No, it's okay. The door's to the right.
I hated every second of that.
Nix, I love your duvet cover. This is very nice. What is this? Is this a cotton or what is this?
I don't. Thank you. All right, let's all filter out of my personal space. Mind the books.
Well, thank you for letting us use your bathroom, Nix. I apologize for the inconvenience and for the sickening effect.
I hope nobody's out in the hallway because I'm going to have to do some very serious explanation of why all of you were in my bedroom.
Luckily, nobody is out in the hallway.
Thank God.
You can make your way down to the main floor where you would see Madame Deanne, Lorem, and Bill Truby at the bar.
Good morning. Hey, Lorem.
Morning.
Lorem will look up and will say, Nix, Nate, were you all up in the upper floors the whole night? We've been worried sick.
Yeah, we were having a sleepover. It was fun times, Lorem. You know how it is.
Yes, some of us drank too much.
Bill's demeanor is the epitome of worried sick. He is clearly on something right now, and does not look like he's gotten much sleep. He looks over, he's got deep rings under his eyes, he looks haggard. You're alive, Nia. Thank the gods you're alive.
Just barely. Where's Sheldon?
Sheldon's, he's at the cause, he's fine. I mean, he's not fine, he's a mess too. He's hurt, he's emotionally alright. What happened between the two of you last I talked? He threw you out? Why would he, It's a bit complicated, Bill, but we do need... I know marriage, I know it's complicated, it's never worked out for me, but listen, it will one day though. Bill, you're a sweetheart, really.
Lovely.
No, listen, he
way...
stumbles off of the bar, falls, picks himself up. I set him straight, don't you? What? He told me something about the bracelets, I'm sorry if that affected you in any way, but...
That must have been what it was, surely. I thought it was him getting roughed up by somebody. Could you maybe find a way to get him and your other brother here, sooner rather than later, Bill?
Yeah, I'll see to it. Yeah, I'm so glad you're alive.
Me too, Bill. You're so sweet to be worrying, but everything will be fine.
Been on the streets all night looking for you.
You're a dear heart, Bill. You're a dear heart.
Bill, if you remember, can you have Pete get Tony too?
Yeah. Tony's been out all night too. Bill will stumble away.
I think as soon as Bill stumbles away, Geist attempts to whisper into Nix's ear, "Where do you think they looked for us at?"
I don't know. That's why I want Tony to be here. I trust him. Do we want to go look for the Caitlin lady first?
Let's wait till they get assembled, give them some type of superficial information, and then see if we can split and go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so Bill, Sheldon, and Tony make their way in. Sheldon will immediately run to Nia.
Oh, Sheldon.
Nia, felt like I was gonna lose you last night. I was hurting. I was having a hard time breathing.
Yeah, that checks out.
What happened to you?
Too much. So much. We were ambushed. We got taken, not taken so much, but taken by surprise. We went to Caitlin's, and some of them were there. Militar, they were there, and Rindo and I barely made it out. Truly barely made it out. I just don't know how they knew we were there. I have no idea how they could have known.
I mean, unless you push him away, he is like trying to embrace you and he's just like falling apart.
Nathan, on that cue, probably right before that cue, because Nix saw where it was going.
Yeah.
Nix is going to move next to Tony, and then Nix is going to try to pop into Pete's mind.
Into Pete's mind, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Nia would continue to hold on to Sheldon. Again, she's trying to play dumb in this way a little bit in order to assist Nixon.
It's a 19 versus his willpower.
All right. You are in his mind.
Okay. So I'm there for 5 minutes and he doesn't know.
Right now, what you get is genuine, legitimate concern.
Okay.
and sympathy for both Sheldon and Nia. Before popping back to Nia's and Sheldon's conversation, though, Tony being seated next to you as you made your way over to the bar, Tony would glance at you and tap his temple. I think given the amount of time that you and Tony have worked together, he's asking if he can speak inside your mind.
She would pause and she would just nod.
And he would, I'll message you what he says.
Okay.
So.
Private conversations.
Yeah. Nia, Sheldon is continuing to just sob. I could this whole ruse and everything, and then I, felt that things were going really wrong, and you said you're wondering how they could have known. I wish we could figure out how to anticipate them better. I'm just blubbering.
Me too. Sheldon, where were you last night? Who was with you? Where were you? Who was with you? I'm very concerned about the state you were in.
We were scoping out the toast. I mean, we're getting ready to make moves there, and then all of a sudden things started happening, and I knew something was wrong, and given where we were and what all was going on, I had to tell Bill, and he pulled me out of there before I could blow our cover. So we pulled back to the cars and immediately told Pete. Bill went out all night just combing the streets, Tony too. And I mean, I wanted to help, but Pete just kept me back, reminded me that if I got more hurt, that would be bad for you too. So, I mean, just helpless, just sitting there, not being able to help.
Where was Pete before you left the toast?
Is that directed at Pete or just at Sheldon?
Just at Sheldon to start. And if he's like too inconsolable, then she might get a little bit louder, but just to Sheldon.
Sure. I believe he was down meeting with the ingots.
You believe? Or you know?
Well, he said he was down meeting with the ingots.
So he was meeting with the ingots. That's all you were meeting with, Pete? At this point, obviously, she'll push Sheldon aside.
Was meeting with Don Durrell. Nix would be able to confirm he's not lying.
Who else were you talking to or meeting that day?
Last night, I mean, the rest of the ingots of significance. Bungamet was there. I believe your friends on some level, acquaintances at least. We were preparing an offensive to reclaim the toast, as well as some of the areas in Bellerton.
How did they know Pete?
I wish that I knew, Nia.
It's not the right answer, Pete. She's just gonna pull out her gun and slap it on the table. I'm tired of fucking around, Pete. How do they keep knowing where I'm at? It's one thing for me to get hurt, but you're hurting me and my husband, which later is only going to mean that you're hurting our line, as far as it were.
Nia.
You think I don't know that, Nia?
Put the gun away, Nia.
It's gonna look at Nix.
Put the gun away.
Nia, I think you should listen to Nix.
She'll put the gun away slowly while looking at Pete. I'm just finding it a little odd, a little too convenient that every time we seem to get somewhere, they're a step ahead. Somebody is letting them on.
Pete will look around at everyone in the room. I agree, Nia. I don't know how, I don't know who, but believe me, I have your well-being at heart. I wish I could have done more. We are dealing with an enemy that makes deals with demons.
We weren't the only ones who got hurt, Pete. There's possibly, besides anybody just out and about, there's a woman that owns that shop who was trying to help us. There's a lot of ways that things could be compromised. I talk a big game, but I feel very much over my head right now. Half of all of the cards I know to play and have been taught to play my whole life have been thrown out the window, right? I need to know, Pete, that if you really think somebody is here and giving us away, I need to know that you're doing something about that as much as everything else.
It's a delicate situation, Nia, when someone is a turncoat. You should know this, having been in the game. You can't tell everyone that there is a defector without causing mass paranoia, without completely destroying the morale of a team. I am doing what I can. And it is a deeply delicate situation.
Can I just ask, sorry to interrupt, how many people knew Nia and her mother? You? Who else knew?
Pete is silent, suggesting that you've listed all of the options. As I said, it's a delicate situation.
Sorry about this, Pete. Nia, he's not lying.
Yeah, no, I know. Can Nia have a seat at the bar?
Bill will meet you there. He'll hop over the bar and grab some whiskey.
Not to add an urgency to the question, but there might be a woman dying in a shop. We should go or send a couple people. We don't all have to go.
Safer in broad daylight.
I mean, you guys can go. Me, Geist, and Tony can go.
I'd be more than happy to go.
I can go.
If they're watching, should we send people who won't be noticed or recognized?
Pete would just arch an eyebrow at you. Nix. It's not a bad idea. Tony is innocuous.
I can be.
Yes.
Rendo, I know you really wanted to go, but would you fight if just me and Tony went? Just quick.
I don't like it, but you have a point.
I think you're more valuable here, planning. You know them inside and out, not with Geist.
And we should be planning. They, as you have said, Nia, are a step ahead of us. We are in a safe place to plan right now, and we have to act if we're going to turn this around.
You guys plan. Me and Tony will go and check and see if she's still alive.
Nathan, how far away is the walk from where we are currently at to Catlin's store?
Let's see. We're looking at about a 3-mile total, one way.
Okay, so not terrible.
If you hoof it, it's like 35, 40 minutes one way.
I think whenever Tony and Nix were actually going to leave, Geist would follow them, and as they are in a private area, stairwell, or something where there's no one else around, if I can't go with, at least allow me to provide some assistance. And I'm going to dual cast Hex of the Unseen on them so they can both be invisible for the next hour.
Nice.
Very cool.
That will, well, yeah, okay. At least the duration there plus a few minutes once you get there, you'll be able to be invisible.
Getting them there and in, I think, is the priority. If they can
scope it out, if it's unsafe, they'll have a few minutes to extract.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Nix, on the way there, while invisible, when there's no one around so that you're not betraying that you are invisible, would you... Oh, I guess you can speak in one another's heads as well. So would you and Tony be having any pertinent conversations before arriving there, aside from Tony just doing his best to reassure you that, yes, he was watching from a distant rooftop the entire night and was making sure that things were okay at the new lease?
No, I think she'd basically just very down to business. Thanks. I'm fine. Working on it, trying to navigate Nia, and she'd probably give him a very vague summary of everything that happened with Foe just to keep conversation going. Mm-hmm. Mission success. He wants me in his retinue. He wants me on his team. I have an inn, etc., etc. And then just fluff stuff. I was in a limo and I had wine and really fancy foods, and he had a quartet playing, which was really weird, and just kind of just keeping conversation going in their head.
Right. Tony is not much of a conversationalist, but you get the sense he's enjoying it, but he's not giving a lot back.
That's why they get along, because Nix doesn't shut the fuck up, so she's just the whole time.
Exactly. Perfect. You would arrive outside of Catlin's shop. There's a train rumbling overhead, rattling. You feel it in your bones as it goes past. And you would see the shop. It looks completely normal. There's a little sign in the window that says open for business. The door is propped slightly open to let in the fresh air now that you're in the late winter and it's starting to warm up a little. You are still invisible.
She would, while invisible, just shout, hello, is anybody here? I'm looking for something. And try to listen to see if there's any movement inside.
You would hear a voice call back. Of course, come on in.
Into Tony's head. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't know this person. May as well go in and see.
Do you want me to drop my invisibility and you stay?
No, I do not. Is dropping visibility something they can do?
Mechanically, you have to attack or use a spell to drop it.
No, you stay invisible, and he will stab himself in the hand.
I could have just punched. No, I guess you could have punched me, but you're bleeding. Okay, I will
It's
follow
fine.
you.
It's all right.
You're such a bullheaded man.
You know I can hear you. Tony will saunter in. Nyx, you're invisible on his heels, and you would see a Kedek. I'm sure that Rindo and Nia would have described Catelyn. So you see who you know is Catelyn. She's clearly been through it. Her face is puffy and swollen, like she's been, like, beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Her arm is in a makeshift sling, but her good arm is fine, and she appears to be bookkeeping just behind the desk. She looks up when Tony walks in. Wonderful day. Can I help you with anything? So that I'm not role-playing with myself, I will ask you, Andy, to direct Tony a little bit. I mean, assume he's competent enough to do this, but I'd rather invite another player into this.
I can't do the Tony voice, though. That's not
That's
going to
fine.
happen. I could try something like this. It's just, yeah. Yeah, I just... do you look okay? You look like you've been hurt.
Oh, no, not at all. I tripped, fell down the stairs. Everything's completely fine.
A mutual acquaintance of ours, Clarissa Severs, sent me.
Oh, of course, Clarissa. How is she?
As she is. You know how she is.
Well, her daughter and one of her daughter's friends came by the other day. It was wonderful catching up with them.
Yeah, that's what she sent me about. Something to collect.
When you say something to collect, Catelyn will nod. Of course, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's right here under the desk, and she'll pull out a book and slap the book down on the desk and just slide it forcefully across the counter toward Tony. There's a page that appears to be torn out from the book that is sticking a little bit further out than the rest of the pages.
As long as he's not getting like a "this is gonna immediately curse me and suck my soul out" type vibes from this book, he would probably
Yeah,
pick it
I
up.
mean, the book itself is like a history of Felthic whiskeys. Like, it's something very mundane looking.
Okay. Then he'd take the message and open it up.
Mm-hmm. And I'll show you what he sees here in just a second.
Hate that.
And as Tony picks it up, Catelyn says, yes, I mean, it is always lovely pursuing new hobbies and learning more about the aging process of
Now,
various
listen,
whiskeys.
I need to interrupt you. You are beautiful. Do you want to go get a drink with me? Or lunch? I know it's a little bit early for a drink. Maybe just a walk? You are ravishing.
How incredibly forward of you. That's, let me finish closing my shop. She's nodding slowly. Her eyes are a little bit wide. Let me tend to some matters. I'll meet you. Caviar Courtyard isn't too far from here. I'll meet you there in 20 minutes. 20 minutes and I'll close shop.
And Nyx and him will take their leave. Tony, should we keep an eye around, or should we just walk out like it's nothing? I mean, should you just walk around like it's nothing? Should I keep an eye? I don't know how much time I have left on this.
I wouldn't chance it. I am gonna walk out like it's nothing. Let's make our way to the Caviar Courtyard. Have you ever been there?
Yes, I hated it, Tony. It was the worst thing ever, but we're going to go again. Hopefully Grace isn't there.
Oh, yes. She does work the evening shift, so I do believe we're in the clear.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, well, we'll slowly make our way there, and, I believe that's the best we can do for her at this point.
Okay, so go have a scorpion bowl at the Caviar Courtyard, by the way.
At 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah, so you have an actual history book on whiskeys. The rest of it is just that.
Oh, fantastic.
But, of course, you also have this note now. And 20 minutes pass. Catelyn does show up. She looks fearful, furtive, but is trying to collect herself. She'll see Tony. She'll see Nyx as well at this point.
Mhm.
Make her way over. Now that we are away, let's away still further. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's go back. It'd be great. You're fine, I promise. Maybe not.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Hi. I'm just a friend. Dude, I'm here for your protection.
And we'll leave them there. We'll go back to Rhonda's where planning can commence.
Well, Pete, I don't feel it's my place to speak up here. This is your turf, this is your family. If you have direction, insight, or guidance for us, we're happy to listen to it, though I'd be remiss if I didn't share that we have some working plans of our own, but we want to make sure they align best with you. Where are you currently sitting plan-wise?
At this point, I think Pete would have had Lorem and Deanne take their leave. So they're nearby, but they're not in earshot anymore. So it is just the party and the Truby trio. So Pete would say, while I do believe that Clarissa Severs is the mole, what I'm not sure about right now, given it the enemy that we face, I'm not sure whether she is willing or witting in the knowledge that she is a mole. I can do little to nothing without causing a public rift between the Severses and Trubys, and how would that look so quickly after my cousin's death? Yes, there's the rumors that we've been spinning regarding the marriage itself, but it's, as I said, a delicate situation. Now, that aside, she is not here right now, and we can plan freely in this moment among the small handful of us here. Molitor is not the only one capable of putting moles in another organization. I do have eyes and ears in Turner's Toast, ready to deploy barrels of gunpowder that Sheldon can no doubt spark from a distance. Won't take down the whole building. It'll give us a distraction. It may take a few of them out. It'll even the playing field when the rest of us launch our assault. That's ready to go. I'm not sure how long my source will last before he is discovered. Again, we're dealing with occultists, but he's there and he's ready.
I see. What do we know of any of their other strongholds or locations? I would hate to put so much effort onto a single point just to have them retreat back into their hiding holes.
Of course, and that's why I met with the ingots last night, is to try to cut them off from retreat, because of course the Toast is, as it were, the front lines. It's the furthest that they have pressed into our territory, and it is the furthest away from their own stronghold. Now, the unfortunate reality is that Don Noir, the leader of Molitor, himself is quite a recluse and is not in the open. But Arya, one of his capos, of course, we can take her out. Prescience has been seen recently, we can take him out.
I'd love to do that.
Likewise. You're worried about how long your informant on the inside can last. Yes?
I am.
How quickly are you looking to move then?
How quickly do you think Molitor will move, knowing that Nia and Rindo survived? Because we have to beat them to the punch.
Then I imagine they're already making moves as we speak.
Indeed.
Do they know we survived? I mean...
Well, they at least know that the men they sent after us didn't.
Right. And they also saw, or presumably heard reports of, two people that look a hell of a lot like us driving off of a bridge.
If these were Molitor agents that fell off the bridge that I wanted dead, I would not assume that they died.
I mean, I flattened one of them with a car.
He did do that, yeah. There was that one.
Yes, Rindo, what I mean is... What I... Rindo, you got a laugh out of Pete.
Yes! Yes!
Campaign, it's over. The campaign is won.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Rindo, what I mean is, if Molitor wants you dead, they will not settle at assuming that you drowned. They will make sure there are bodies. I know they will, because I would if our situations were reversed.
That tracks.
How long would it take you to find the bodies and confirm it? Would you know yet?
I likely would not. We are dealing with occultists.
But you're saying there's a chance. Maybe. This much
There's
of
a chance. I don't enjoy planning with a hope and a prayer. I like hard
Valid
facts
point.
and flying lead.
Valid point.
Well, I'll be the first to say, as we chatted and discussed plans this morning, I had hopes that we could lie low and plan accordingly. I think what Nia and Rindo pitched earlier, prior to us speaking with you all, time is of the essence. Hearing about the munitions that you have in this location, I feel much more assured that we're not walking into, well, we are walking into a landmine, but we're the ones who planted them.
Aptly said, yes.
Regardless, we need at least another day, maybe 2 if you want to be at tip-top shape. But we can't do anything today. At least, let me rephrase. I would be hesitant for us to move today, given our current state of affairs. And I think he can't help but look over at Nia.
You're implying that everyone present has to be part of the attack.
Apologies, I assumed that it would be more worthwhile if all of us played a role to assist the overall endeavor.
Of course, there are strength in numbers. I agree with that. But
You raise a good point. They don't all need to be on the front lines to be of value and of an asset.
precisely, there are obvious reasons that Nia and Sheldon, were either of them to be in combat, it would pose risk to the other. Now, that hasn't stopped Sheldon, but he is a sharpshooter. He stays in the back.
Well, what of the rest of you hearing all of this? Rindo? Gregory? Nia, I know we're speaking about you as if you're not even here, and I apologize.
It's fine. It's fine. There's a lot to process right now.
You know, I wish we had some more time to get everything ready. I mean, we obviously need to let these two rest up and get their bearings about them, but I think they're going to be moving quicker than we anticipate.
I think you're right. I wish we had more time too. He's gonna glance over at Geist. I can't. Fidelity's still in there. I can't stop thinking about her. We don't know enough. Prescience has something to do with her, I'm sure of it. I don't even know where to begin with that.
I think there's a wry smile on Geist's lips because there's something known about this specific situation. Well, I do know a thing or two about helping individuals escape from Molitor. I think we can make something work before things go up in flames, Rindo. It's the least I can do.
Quickly, Gregory would notice that Tristan is also here, but she's been called over and is talking with Madam. Nyx, Tony, and Catelyn would return at around this point.
Ta-da! Sorry, I didn't know how to enter this very tense situation. Found her. Do any of you want to talk to her? What? Why were you all so sad?
They're processing, lots of processing, Catelyn. You're alive. That's a good.
So are you.
Just barely.
Her tail starts to twitch, but you can tell that it's broken.
Oh, here, come, love, sit, have a cup of something. Bill, can you take care of her?
Wuss.
They took the poison. We don't have it.
Were you able to figure out what it was?
She was able to figure something out.
It was blood. Pure and simple. It was a person's blood, cursed somehow to be deadly.
Also, they were watching her shop.
Aye, good to know.
Pretty sure they know you're not dead.
How sure? Like, no chance? No chance?
Pete just gestures and Bill passes him a shot glass as well.
And you all were able to get here safely? You don't think they saw you getting here, do you?
I didn't notice anything. Tootie, did you? You've got better eyes than I for such things. I don't think we were followed.
I only ask because you say if they had eyes on her shop. You came presumably from shop somewhere to here or straight here. Just checking.
We stopped at the caveat courtyard.
Not long, I assure you. I was watching for tails. Did not see any. Didn't see any individuals watching the shop either, which makes me assume they left some kind of magical seeing eye nearby.
Aye.
Sensor of some kind.
Understood.
And they know your face, Tony.
It's possible.
Is Tony's face not actually covered?
No, it's not. He is a middle-aged elf, think Elrond elf, right? Like you see the texture of his face, but his eyebrows are not so crazy. He has mostly black hair that's starting to go salt and pepper a little bit. Keeps it short, has the long elf ears, dresses as sharp as any cobbler. Usually has a sniper rifle on his back, although he left that for the inconspicuous approach.
Did you all come up with a plan while we were gone?
It would seem that waiting for too long is certainly out of the question, and Pete here has been remarkably helpful in helping us understand some of the opportunities they already have within Turner's Toast. We still think we should take the day.
Yeah, Nia has to heal up. None of you are stopping Nia from running in there. You all know that, right? Like, there's no disillusion in this room that Nia's not going to just go in guns blazing.
Nyx knows me very well.
Pete takes another shot.
So if all With all this magic round us that some of us can do, does any of us have something that could speed up healing in some way?
Basic wounds, things like that I can assist with, but I'm worried the depth that has gone on here might be beyond my skills and abilities.
Also, guys, Gregory and I did not sleep last night, so we should at least need one night of sleep in preparation.
I might have a connection there.
Don't like how you said that.
With sleeping or with healing?
I was gonna say, connection for sleep. You have time? You could just...
With healing, Rindo. You know, our the Truby family is very close with Father Lannery. Now, he would only be able to heal one of you, but he could get you back on your feet. Mechanically, he can cast Lesser Restoration one time, which would remove any number of death points.
Rendo just looks at Nia.
One of us should probably have him take care of him.
Yeah, one of us should, Nia.
And all of us should keep this secret. He can't have everyone turning up at his doorstep all hours of the night. It's for emergencies only. This is certainly one. I'm not saying it's not. Just saying guard this family secret.
Of course, yeah.
Very well.
All right, you will get healed. I still think we should take the night. I would like to sleep in a safe place.
Yes.
Me too.
I thought...
Please.
Tomorrow, 2 days. Plan. I wasn't here for the planning. I'll just follow you guys' lead. I just really want to go to bed.
Nyx needs to go to bed, clearly. I've never seen her, I think, this tired before. She is a little more punchy than usual.
Sorry.
It's
Such
okay.
a long
It's
night.
okay. Yes.
Well, I don't like waiting, but we need to go in at as full strength as we can without losing the small window, the tiniest edge that we might have.
Morning in 2 days. Or like 1 full day and then 1 more rest. Morning after I sleep twice.
2
How
sleeps.
incredibly specific.
After I sleep twice.
So we're getting 2 sleeps.
I don't know.
That's
It's
what I'm
just
hearing.
what I want. I could compromise down to 1. I don't know what
I
we're
think
doing.
that's what the youths are calling it, 2 sleeps.
I'm not arguing. I'm good with 2.
I think 2 sleeps sounds just fine. We'll make it work.
I worry about the potential drawbacks, but two sleeps it is. I will get organized. I will, are the youths really saying that, Geist?
There's so many things.
2
I'm learning so
sleeps.
many things recently. yes.
Lemonade. Anyway, I will speak with, I'll speak with the ingots. I'll make the appropriate arrangements. 2 nights rest and we'll make our move.
Sounds good to me.
I'll make sure that the rendezvous has deployed the appropriate sensitive material to the Dirge Police Department. They will not be in the area. We'll be able to use whatever means we feel necessary. Sitting with it, Pete would push for essentially what would be Friday night, Demian Day night. That would give you 1 sleep, not 2.
I said I would compromise down to 1.
I didn't.
We will leave the father out of it if we're taking this additional time.
Yeah, I do
sleep
think
it
he
is.
likes halflings anyway, so it's alright.
I'm sorry, what?
You know, during the wedding when he said...
When he said
Can't believe
what?
we're going- I can't believe we're
What
going
did he
there.
say, Nyx? I can't even remember my wedding day after all
You know,
the
during the
trauma.
wedding,
wasn't even
when he
there.
said mini-folk,
I said what?
He did. Gregory
He
caught
said
it.
what?
Mini-folk.
As
I'm afraid
in
I
a
don't understand.
multitude
There
of
was a
people.
great
There were many
multitude there.
people there. Many folk were
I
there.
said the same thing.
No, mini is in small. M-I-N-I.
Oh, he wouldn't.
I think he would.
Wow. That's where your brain went, Nyx. Is kind
Well,
a
no,
bit
that's
hurtful.
what Gregory said.
Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. Wow, we're learning a lot about each other here this evening. Fortunately, we've come too far for...
It's only noon. It's only
Oh,
noon,
God.
Nia.
It's only noon on Thursday. On Skirns Day, whatever it is.
She's so tired she's forgetting the days. Jeez, you need to...
I'm making up
Nia.
days now. I'm delirious.
We will quickly fast track it to the evening. There would not be anything that happens to any of you during the remainder of the afternoon.
Before we leave here, I want to check in on Tristan, ask about my dad. and while I'm talking with her, reach into, because I know I had set aside some of the money from before when I had first grabbed it.
Yeah.
Tristan, how's it going, Tristan? I'm sorry I haven't been around lately. I've been working crazy hours.
Oh, you know, you and I both have. It's okay. I know you're going through it.
I'm just working crazy overtime trying to get all this money, and it's been working out for me. I've got a little bit of a bonus. It's been, time well spent. How's Dad doing?
Well, I would note her hair is up and she's wearing a hat over it. You know that's something she's done when there's too much going on to care about, like her parents.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know this hasn't been easy for any of us, and especially not for Dad with everything he's going through, but could you do something for me, Tristan?
Of course, anything.
I want you to take care of Dad for a little bit, take some time off of here, and just get away and not have to worry about being here. Just worry about Dad. Take care of him.
Well, I want to take care of him, Gregory, but I can't just stop working here.
Gregory's going to, he'd be like, can you, oh jeez, look, feigning, wiping his eyes, be like, can you come here for a second? Just give me a hug.
Yeah, awkwardly leaning over the bar, she will do
Yep.
so.
So when he grabs some of the money from his pocket, he has it balled up. He does that thing where you hug, and then you're pulling away, and your hands grab each other, and he cups his hand over his other one, and he wants her to feel that there's money in there, and he goes, please take some time away from here. Take care of Dad. He'll be handing her, I don't know how much money I had set aside, but how much would you say I had grabbed, really?
Make a luck check.
Right?
Big money, big money, big money. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
I know. A crore! Oh my god!
Yeah!
Hold on, I have something for this.
What?
That's the wrong one. That one.
You crit. I was gonna add 2 zeros to whatever you rolled. We're gonna round that up to 3,000 silver coins worth of notes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I give her a cool 1 grand, and I say, take care of Dad, please. Take time away from here. Take care of
Her
yourself.
eyes widen. She looks at you. Of course, Gregory. Why? I have questions.
Go ahead, what are they?
How? What? When? How? What? And when?
It's my bonus for working all this overtime. It's why I've been working all these hours.
All right.
Dad needs to take time off too. When you're taking care of him, I want you to make sure he's not working either, and he's getting some care.
He never listens to either of us. I'll do what I can.
I think this will help. I think knowing that there's some security and he can.
He's going to be very worried, Gregory.
He has no reason to be worried right now. After what he's still working in this condition, I don't want to hear about him being worried.
I'll do what I can. Do what I can, Gregory.
Please, Tristan. And there is a desperation almost in his eyes. He wants to keep her away from this place so badly right now.
Yep. Very well. I'll speak with the madam.
Thank you, Tristan.
Be safe, Gregory.
You too, Tristan. I love you and I care about you so much more than you know. So much more than you know.
I love you too, Gregory. And she'll leave. She'll pour you a martini on the way out.
Yeah, he shoots that back.
Good notes from Gregory. I think Geist mentioned that he was just chilling for the rest of the afternoon.
Nyx would awkwardly introduce Geist and Tony at some point, and then probably just go to her room.
If Geist did do anything besides the conversation with Tony, I think he would also try to pull Rindo aside to see what additional planning or information he could get about this Felicity individual and see if they have any ideas or plans as to how they can squirrel them away, get them out of there in all the chaos.
First thing on Rendo's mind would be getting Prescience out of the way somehow, because he seemed to be in charge of her, I guess.
Prescience is high on Geist hit list, so
Yeah,
that's
Rendo's
an
as well,
easy
for sure.
sell. Easy sell. It's a matter of, I think we would likely spend most of the afternoon going over what we know of the location. We've been there at least a couple of times. How many rooms are there? Do we know if there's a basement or an upstairs, multiple egresses? Because if we have a distraction at the front, could we do something towards the back? Where did you see them bring this person out of? Are they being kept in the basement? Or do they have their own private room? doing as much of that type of planning as possible without actually being there, so we can see the building in our head and know what we need to do whenever we're actually in the space for the next time.
Yeah, to that last point, like knowing what to do when we're in the space, the Trubies would have detailed maps of the toast, so you would know the ins and out of all of that, along with like highlighted areas where people that seem to be there against their will would be kept.
I don't know if this is important, but I'm going to ask it now so we don't regret it.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a crime family and you own a bar, not only do you have places to keep people oftentimes, but you might have other ways to bring illicit items or substances into the facility through like tunnels or something else. So I think he's asking for like the actual blueprints, all the other things that might not be public information at City Hall.
Yeah, there would be a connection through the basement to the next building, one over. That's all in the way of this particular bar. It's outside of like the Cobbler's Cause, which has a lot more going on to it. So there's one unmarked egress that Pete would point out and talk through.
Sweet.
Could be a
That's helpful.
potential entry or exit.
It could. Yep.
Small group goes that way while the main force does something else. Cause a big distraction / explosion. Yeah.
All right. Nia, do you have anything else, or are you just waiting for the rest of the evening?
She would find a place to rest and insist that Sheldon also try to rest and just kind of like check in with him, make sure he's okay. His tender heart is okay.
Well, he obviously is. That's healing to him in some ways with everything that he's been through. Having you check in on him and being able to check in on you alone-ish, even though there's other people keeping tabs and making sure that you're both still in the room, that you haven't like gone off to start a war on your own. And yeah, I mean, no, his poor sensitive heart is not okay, but he's making it through. More than anything, he is deeply relieved that you're alive.
The feeling is very mutual. I was very worried, if I'm being honest. I mean, I knew you had every capability of taking care of yourself, but with you also not really knowing what was happening, it's hard not to worry.
Yeah, he doesn't have any direct responses. He's more just relieved and grateful for the chance to spend some time together especially after being beaten up by Bill for throwing you out.
Yeah, no. And I think that would be a big part of too, like her in not only like checking in with him about the immediates of what has happened, but like reassuring him that like all of that has been a ruse, and truly it's been a good one. People have clearly bought it, but I don't want you to, feel like it's this extra weight. Please recognize that that's not what, yeah. All of those things to try and ease that in his mind.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll leave them there, Nia and Sheldon together. Tristan having recently parted from Rhonda's Rendezvous, having talked with Gregory, Geist talking with Tony, and Pete getting the lay of the land, talking with Rendo and preparing the extraction team. Any final notes from Nyx?
No, she's gonna go the fuck to sleep. Lock her door, go in her room, check the bathroom to make sure there's no weird shadow portals, and then go to sleep.
Ooh, I should say that there is a slight residue in the shape of a giant shadow that does appear to be like brimstone, dust, nasty charcoal that will be there for a couple of days. Sorry.
Cool. She'll lock that door too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No creepy creatures coming through the bathroom. So locking all the doors. Yeah, that's it. She'll sit with her books and go to sleep.
Yeah. We will leave the party there. We'll check in on them again next week. This has been The Ties That Bind. Jump into our Discord, discord.gg/mythcraft, to discuss the episode, and check out patreon.com/quasi-real-publishing for a variety of subscription tiers. Until next time, keep crafting those myths.
Hi everybody, I'm going to thank all of the wonderful people that walked past Geist and myself while we were up on the roof, and I'm glad we didn't accidentally stab you. Angela Holmes and Daniel Trout, you're walking so lovely together. Daniel, I really liked your hat. David Roraff, Jesse Fishcrab, Corey Griffin, you're a bit of troublemakers. Geist almost went up to you guys. You should be a little bit less loud next time. Luke McWilliams, Michael and Porterhouse. Listen, those shoes, not for you. Not for you. They're a little bit ugly. I could even see them in the dark. That's how bad they were. Ryan Scripter, Sunshine Castleford, and Blair Little. You guys were wonderful. You were right in that middle portion that guys talked about that was still very concerning somehow. I still don't quite grasp the list. I got the extremes, not quite the middle. But Stephen Locke and Mimi Kadilakath, listen, you guys were on those extremes. I'm pretty sure you were watching us. Maybe you just noticed we were on roofs and were like, what the fuck are people doing up on the roof? I don't know. I might assume that, but I would watch yourself. Geist might show up at your house and beat you up or something. I don't know what he does still. Anyways, thank you all for entertaining us, I guess. It was quite a night.